Yo boys, it's your boy FPL Josh and welcome to another video. We're just going to be talking about my points for game week 9 and so forth. So yeah, let's get on with it. So for this week we had a total of 60 points, with Haaland getting 6 and he was my captain, so I got 12. I did bring Mitrovic in on a free transfer this week, and I took a -4 to bring Isaac in for Jesus, which longer term that's going to pay off. And Mitrovic might go to Tony, but probably keep Mitrovic. I don't think he'll blank again, and for me he's more nailed, so it might be Isaac, but I don't think it's worth me getting rid of Isaac yet, considering I took a -4, and I might just have to take the Tony Bournemouth game on the nose when Tony scores a hat-trick. And then obviously I had to play Andreas, De Silva, and Walker, because I couldn't play Salah, Rashford, or Arnold. And I couldn't play Sanchez, obviously, against Crystal Palace, which would have been nice, but I knew that that game was not going to be on either way for the last couple of weeks. Now, game week 7, I didn't do a video, but I did take a -4 from Gross to bring in Marcus Rashford, who obviously hasn't played this week, but there was a lot of transfers out. He was at 30% ownership, and now he's at 15.4, which is a little bit shocking. So obviously, for me, people have transferred him out this week like 80 odd K again. But I don't see him not doing something against City. I think people are actually looking at that fixture and thinking he'll be useless. But for me, City, he'll bag. I could see him doing something against Everton and Newcastle. Pretty good. Tottenham's going to be a struggle as well, like City. But I think we'll lose to City, yes, as a Man U fan, I would be honest about it. But I think we will probably most likely get a goal or two in that game, and he'll be involved in that goal. So I'm quite confident about that. For Chelsea game, I think that 4 mark on the fixture is very, very harsh, because it's not a hard fixture if you ask me, if Tottenham's harder. Now, I have got Salah next week in my team, obviously, which we'll talk about that in a minute, about that. But obviously, looking at Rashford's fixtures, yes, this game is hard, but then you've got Everton, Newcastle, Tottenham, and Chelsea. Yeah, but then Newcastle, Tottenham, Everton, I don't think it's as bad, and I think we could bag in Tottenham. We've already beat Arsenal, and I think we'll beat Chelsea. And then West Ham, Aston Villa, Fulham, Nottingham Forest, and Wolves, Bournemouth. You know, he's got a great run here. So, like, even when we get these unlimited transfers here, he will stay in my team for these weeks. And then, obviously, we have got Man City. We go back on it, sorry. We have got Man City game week 20. And then Arsenal. So I'll probably drop him and then bring you back in for Crystal Palace, Leeds, Leicester, Brentford. Drop him for Liverpool. Or maybe hold him and bench him and then play him Southampton, Brighton, Newcastle, Forest. There's a long run of fixtures Rashford will play in. And as long as he doesn't get injured or anything coming up, like the muscle injuries I've looked online, by the looks of it, he's sound for the next game nailed on. And it's 75%. He'll play, I'm not worried. He's got 2 weeks to recover, so he'll be absolutely fine by then. So that's not a worry for me. And obviously, Arnold Salah didn't play because the Liverpool fixture was cancelled as well. Obviously, considering I got 60 points out of this, even though I took a -4, but in reality, Jesus got 6, Isaac got 9, minus that 4, I got 5 for Isaac, 6 for Jesus technically, so I did lose out on a point, but losing 1 point, really, to take a punt on Isaac, and he could have had more than 1 goal against Bournemouth, so it was just a punt. Bournemouth come out more stronger than they have been, and they look a lot better than there was beforehand, so it might be a case where Bournemouth starts picking up and plays a little bit better against Brentford next week. So I might take the risk of holding Isaac and Mitrovic, even though they face each other. There's actually longer term, even though Tony's got Bournemouth, Isaac has got obviously Brentford, which I think he'd bag more. I think Newcastle would beat Brentford and Isaac would get a couple. And I think we'd win, but he'd get a goal or 2, and I think he'd get a couple against Everton. But in fairness, Everton's form isn't looking too bad at the moment, so there might be a case of maybe moving into more pay at some point if Everton's fixtures pick up a little bit more. But that Saliba 15-pointer really did save me this week. Like, if that was only a 6-pointer, I would have had 9 less, so my week was going to turn into a bit of a 1 point above average week. But it really did save me. Sorry, that 8-pointer saved me. Is that correct? No, it's a 9-pointer, yeah, 9-pointer. We got a goal and obviously a free bonus, so that saved me a bit. To be honest, I was thinking he was going to get another goal at one point because he hit the bar of a header second time after he scored one. Hit the bar of a header, so I was thinking, oh, it's going to be another goal here. And my rank's going to go just up as much as the Son owners, but that didn't happen. I was going to bring in Son for Salah, but then I saw that Son wasn't going to play start, so I decided not to do that transfer last minute. I was going to take another -4. But then Son obviously scored a hat-trick, so I kind of thought, oh, there's not much I can do about it. I made me transfer. I could have been better. Yeah, could I have done the Son move and it would have paid off more? Yeah, it's just one of those. You can't really judge it and you can't really help it. Now, if we go up to my overall points and my overall rank, I am sat on 428 points with a rank of 1,135,000, which is a green arrow. We have been staying about that 1.2 million, 1.1 million mark for the last couple of weeks, going up and down about 100k, so we do kind of need to shoot up and get a bit of punt on people. But I think people losing Salah and Arnold now is going to make me go up in a lot more ranks next week when they bag against Brighton, because I think he will, because Salah looks like he's picking up form. So for me, it's just not adjustable to drop him for Son. Yes, Son's had a really good game. I do like him. I know if Son has a really good game next game and maybe gets one goal, that's when I'll think, okay, I'll bring Son and he's back to his same form he was last year. But until he proves me wrong, I'm not going to assume he's in a full-star FPL asset. You know, it's not worth the -4 when Salah's got Brighton anyway, and Spurs have got Arsenal. Yeah, the only transfer I was really thinking of doing this week was either Isaac to Tony or Martinelli to Zaha. I think Martinelli to Zaha would probably be a better option for me and keep Isaac in. Because I think I'd back Zaha against Chelsea. I wouldn't shock me if he scored like 2 goals. It really wouldn't. And then if Isaac gets a goal and Mitrovic gets a goal in the same game. And obviously Rayo should keep a clean sheet against Bournemouth, so I should be set that week. And I think Brighton, game week 10, I've got an easier fixture. Oh no, they've got Tottenham. Brentford. But Brentford game, obviously it's going to be tough the next couple of weeks, because I'm going to probably have to take a 0 point to that Brentford game. But I think if he's got Newcastle. Yeah. But to be honest, Raya, if you look at Raya's save points, like if you go on his history, like look at this. We go to saves, 3 saves, 4 saves, 6 saves, 6 saves, 3 saves, 4 saves, 4 saves. Like he's consistently making above 3 or minimum 3 saves a game at the minute. So I think for Bournemouth, if Bournemouth get a couple of shots and he gets loads of saves plus gets the clean sheet, I think I could see a massive, maybe 8 point to 10 point a haul for Raya. You know, I could see Trippier getting an assist, Isaac possibly next week, and Mitrovic scoring a couple and Isaac getting 1 or 2. To be honest, what I'd love is maybe, I'm thinking of maybe captaining Salah and hoping he gets a hat-trick, but as much as I support Man U, I can't be biased towards my team, so I will most likely 95% be captaining Haaland. I was going to captain Mitrovic this week, but I changed it very last minute to Haaland, which I'm very happy I did that. Isaac, some people captained him, fair play. I thought he was going to get 1, but then I thought Haaland was going to get a hat-trick against Wolves, so I thought Isaac would get 1, maybe 2 goals maximum, but 1 minimum. Why I bought him in for Jesus? I thought Jesus would have blanked, to be honest, the way he's been playing. But that header goal was a bit of a crap goal anyway, to be fair. He wasn't good other than that the rest of the game, so. And I think Haaland probably easily get a hat-trick against my home team. I'm not going to be surprised if we play defensively bad, but if we tighten up, he'll get 1 or 2. Or maybe Rashford just wrecks the City defence like he's been doing to every other team. If he does what he did to Arsenal, he could easily get a hat-trick. Maybe Haaland comes out with 1 goal. I mean, I was thinking of captain Rashford, but I thought I just can't take my armband off Haaland, because I know when I do it, he'll get a hat-trick and I'll be sitting the same spot I was before, so I can't not captain him. It's just too risky. Obviously, my brother captain Jesus, and he's obviously come out with the same as Haaland this week if we go to the league. I am obviously down in my fantasy league. My family one, if we pull that up. My brother's took over by 4 points, but considering I've took a -8 between the last 2 weeks, -4 game week 7, -4 this week, technically I would have been ahead. I would have technically been ahead by 1 point if I didn't move into Isaac. Is that right? No. No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. I'm lying. No, because I would have been on 429 if I didn't move into Isaac. So I would have been 3 points off him anyway. Was that -4 before? But to be honest, a 4-point gap isn't a big deal. I can close that gap within a week. That's crept up a bit. But my other brother was a 44-point gap. Now it's only a 25, and I was looking at a 20 gap. My stepbrother to a 12, and then my other brother obviously only a 4-point gap now. So it's not a massive deal. Actually, bit of a crap week then, because Poland's Gides Killman 5-point between 3. Williams got 1. Odegaard blanked. And Greenwood obviously didn't get anything, so he had 9 starters. I had 10 starters, but Walker didn't play, and technically his starters were better than my Andreas and my De Silva, but to be honest, if Mitrovic would have bagged like 2 and Andreas would have got an assist, then this could have been a totally different week. My brother has got Mitrovic, but Andreas would have been in Slipperquetta basically in that side, so he has gone 3 Newcastle, which is why I'm confident that I will catch up, because he has no choice but to play 3 Newcastle. Really, he has to play 2 minimum, and I think he'll probably play 3 because Bailey has got a tougher fixture. I think they've got Leicester, so he's probably looking at a blank, but they're Nottingham Forest, so more pick up. I was thinking of going Maddison for Rashford, but I don't want to drop Rashford. Really? Oh, have I come second in this league at the minute? Oh no, that's my brother. Oh, that's my brother's league, is it? Either way, I'm very, very happy if I go into. What rank's he at the minute? 941 with that 4-point difference. Yeah, it does put me in the top 1 mil. The one that took those -4s before, so I'm not really worried there's a 4-point gap between 200,000 spots. Oh, 300k spots pretty much. Yeah. No, it's not. No, it's not. Normally it's like 200. Yeah, it's about 199k. Obviously, it's a annoying position to be because I want to at least get to top 500k next week. That is my goal, to at least half my rank, which is going to be a struggle, to be fair. But the team looks good this week. I'm happy with my green arrow. We need to talk about, though, in general, in depth, what I think you should do. Obviously, I've probably going to keep Isaac just to get my value back with the -4, even though I only lost 1 point. But to be honest, this week, my top players of your wildcard, in my wildcard, I'll tell you what my wildcard team would be. It would be Mings here. It would be Saliba. No, actually, no, it won't be Saliba. It would be Mings, Shah, Cancelo, Arnold. What's that give you? 14.5 plus 5.4, so let's say 20. Plus Shah, plus Pope, that's 29.5. Then I'd have Son here, which is 11.7. So that would cost you 40.2. No, 40.7. Plus I'd have De Bruyne here, which would cost you. So that would be what? 61 mil. Then I'd have Zaha here, which would cost you 7.268. Then I'd have Haaland, which would be 80. And then I'd have Mitrovic, which would be a 6.9, so that's a 7 mil, be 87. Correct? No, hold up, I'm messing this up. Pope, Shah, 9.5. Trippier, so that would be 14.8. Cancelo would be 21.8. So I'd have James here, which would 27.8. I'd have Dyer here, which would be 32.8. And then I'd have Son, KDB, which would be 65 point. No, hold up. Yes, 5.9. Plus I'd have Rashford, which would be 72.4. Plus Haaland, plus Isaac, and then obviously you'd have enough left for your bench. So that would be my. You'd have Archer and then enough left for your bench. So that would be my wildcard team. In technicality, you'd have about 15.8 mil left for your bench. With the goalkeeper, obviously Sanchez would all be in there, and then you'd obviously have 50 mil for your striker and 3 bench players. So you just have to have Williams, Patterson, De Silva, and Archer, and you'd have exactly 50. Yeah, you'd have enough. But your team value would have to be 1.103 mil for that to work. But I think Tony will bag against Brentford, and I think he's a good punt. But at the same time, with Isaac's low ownership of only 7.9%, it was 7.7, so up a little bit. He manages to bag big goals against, let's say, Fulham. That's a big win for me. Where I was to drop Mitrovic and then Tony pops more than Mitrovic does, and then Isaac pops and all, my rank would boost a lot. But then losing Mitrovic after only bringing him in last week for a free transfer just because he's got 1 blank doesn't seem like the best thing for me to do. I could bring Walker in for Martinelli and do a 5-2-3, which I was contemplating. But then if Walker's not on the team sheet and Man U's gonna, I think Rashford will score against Rashford will score against Man City, because that derby's always hard. Apologies for the chair noise, but yeah, it's a tough week. It's most likely, guys, my transfer will be Martinelli to Zaha or Isaac to Tony or Mitrovic to Tony. It'll be either one of them. My recommended though is if you've got both, is go Isaac to Tony. But because Mitrovic will most likely get more than Isaac, and then I think Zaha, to be honest, is probably a great option this week. Or Maddison. Obviously, I'd have to go Martinelli to Zaha because I'd be 0.1 off Maddison, and I'd have to get rid of Rashford. I don't want to get rid of Rashford, so. But if you can go into a Maddison, I would advise that. It's a great move for me. My transfer will probably be holded, and I'll probably let you know next week what transfer I'm going to make, depending on injuries, depending on news updates and so forth. And yeah, I'll check back with you guys next week, and I'll also let you know how my football match goes on Friday next week as well. So I'll see you boys in the next one. This has been FPL Josh. I hope you have a great day. Peace, love, bye.